Welcome to another old Airsoft stuff. Recently purchased a What Price Glory handy talkie, but in game found that I had a hard time reaching people. So I'm converting it to Baofeng. These are the units, a Baofeng radio and the motorcycle helmet earpiece to replace the stock internals. Okay, this is the motorcycle headset with earpiece for the Baofeng. Got a separate input for the mic and the speaker, a separate input for the push-to-talk switch. Push-to-talk switch is here. Speaker here, there's two. One's a little longer on the cord than the other. And then the microphone is inside of that. Okay, here's the stock unit. Here's the radio that comes with the What Price Glory stock unit. It's got to try to take a shot inside the existing device. I'm going to be disassembling all of this. I'll show you how to do it. Step one will be to remove these wires from this unit. And that's not so hard. I'm going to just take a cutter, snip them off. Okay, so step one complete. I've removed this device from the wiring inside. Next step is to remove the caps and remove the speaker and the microphone. This is the mic. It's held in with some sort of hot glue. And then this is the speaker. Both come out pretty easily. One thing I want to point out is for the microphone section, you see this screw here. That screw is what's going to hold on portion inside. It's hard to see in this video, but it's the bracket that's holding the antenna currently. So you're going to have to remove the speaker to get at that. Right, here's what you find when you take off the top plate. This is the portion that screws in. You can see how the antenna is coming out. I was surprised to find that the antenna, I'll show you in a minute, is very tenuously attached. All right, here's the internal part removed. The screw that goes in through the speaker area is located right there, goes into that. And as you can see, here's how the antenna is held on to the unit. It's just resting there and zip tied with a kind of a silicone tube placed around it there. So now here's the unit all opened up, cleaned out. I've retained the push-to-talk wires because I'm lazy. I'm going to be splicing those into the motorcycle headset push-to-talk lines. And then I'm just going to be restoring things from there. Okay, this is the push-to-talk unit. There's the switch. It's going to be a lot longer than I need. And the concern I had was too much wiring inside, creating a mess. And what I'm going to do is cut it off here at this end and splice this into the existing push-to-talk. All right, this is what you find when you cut off some of the insulation on the push-to-talk wire. I don't know if it shows up on the video, but these are incredibly thin wires, and then there's this fuzzy horsetail stuff. I started on the impression that this was going to be simple enough to just solder up and then connect, but I found it really resisted taking solder. So here I'm getting ready to solder. I've put heat shrink here, and I've put smaller and larger ones here to try to keep this as stable as possible. All right, before sealing up these with the heat shrink, I've connected the push-to-talk to see if it's working. So the unit's on, and when I press the existing switch, this little red light should come on. So now here's that push-to-talk line sealed up with heat shrink and ready to be put aside. Next step is installing microphone and speaker. I'm going to cut the wires again like I did with the push-to-talk and use the existing microphone and one of the existing speakers in place of the ones that were in the stock device. Here's the speaker exposed. You'll notice one of the wires for the speakers is considerably longer than the other. I decided to go with the longer one to give me some flexibility if I needed to.
Adding the speaker is easy. You just desolder the back and resolder it on, and it's color coded.
For the other speaker, I simply cut it off closer to the origin point and then capped it off with, you guessed it, more heat shrink. So it turns out the pre-installed 3M backing holds it in place, and I've stuck the foam that came with the original on top of the microphone just to see how that does. Here is the speaker wired in with the original wiring still intact. I put the tape on the back. Again, I'm going to hot glue it into position here, but leave access to that screw as opposed to covering it, which is what the original had.
The hardest part of this was soldering the wires. Otherwise, it's a splice and replace and very easy fix. So I hope this helps.